Well, Dave, congratulations. It was fairly slow to get going, but you made some tweaks in terms of your personnel in that first half, and the game opened up a bit. I don't guess that you would like a game like that, but it made a difference, didn't it, today?
Listen, I said before the game, Huddersfield have lost 9 of the last 12, but that's a championship squad. They've not lost players from last year, lost many players. They're not on a great run. And I knew that the game would be tough. I think because of the run that they've been on, because they've changed the manager, because they're in a position that they might not want to be in, people maybe will have come here and thought it should be plain sailing, the fact that we're going to win the game because we're sat where we are on the table, and I knew that wouldn't be the case. They have threats all over the pitch. We knew that we were going to have to attack in a certain way, defend in a certain way. We're compromised at the minute in terms of no natural right backs and wing backs that haven't really played there. So we're trying to tweak systems to get attacking players on the pitch and wonder how we're going to defend and how we're going to attack. So sometimes it might look a little bit disjointed, and listen, I'm as frustrated as anybody because I will look at a game and plan and expect it to turn out like that, and it hasn't turned out like that for the past few games, which is all right, because what the players have done is shown real character and resilience and found a way to get results. So yes, we tweaked our shape. It looked like they were going to allow us that left-hand side a little bit. We lost balance. With losing Ethan yesterday was obviously a killer for us. That means, do you go with Ibby as your wide one or Ibby as a left-sided centre-back? Again, it gave us more balance when we changed it and flipped Ibby to a left-side centre-back and brought Fevs out to this side. It probably took away an attacking threat down the other side because naturally you then got Jay Mingy as a right wing-back, which is not his position. So compromised in terms of, like I say, personnel we can pick, but you'd ultimately try and look at the game and make changes that can impact that. Credit to the lads who came on. Again, we've had a big impact in the game, and we found a way to win, and that's a really good trait of a team that wants to be successful.
You mentioned in that answer there character and resilience, and particularly when you come from a goal behind. But somebody who typified that today, I thought, was Ollie Norwood, involved in both goals. His reaction to the equaliser, to get everyone fired up and get going again, was remarkable, and then of course to that through ball was incredible to win the penalty.
Yeah, listen, Ollie's been great for us. I don't need to say about his performances. Again, saying about that reaction to the first goal, we'll need help over the next few games from the supporters, because these lads have given absolutely everything to sort of get themselves in the position that they are, and sometimes I'm going to be their biggest critics because you can tell when a game's flat, and I think I've always said that that's our responsibility to try and improve that. And you do that by quality, and you do that by chances at goal, you do that by good decision making, but sometimes them things don't go in your favour. So I'm going to be critical of the players because I'm going to go, well, it should be get the ball back on the pitch as quickly as possible, create a tempo. It should be body language in terms of how we go about it. Some of our body language isn't great, but in the first half, I said to the players, we look like a team that didn't want to win, and I find that staggering for the effort they've put in to put themselves in this position, and that's all I want to see from them. So when we do get the goal and we're back in it, all of a sudden everybody's G'd up and the atmosphere is fantastic. We've got to try and generate that from minute one. I'd ask the supporters really, and I know they will, to really make this place a place where the players all the time for 90 minutes go and feel like they're invincible, and we'll have the opportunity to do that next week against Lincoln. We potentially have the opportunity to do that in one home playoff game, 2 games, 2 big efforts for everybody to achieve what probably at the start of the season people would have thought was not possible. So all the players have played a huge part in that. Like I say, in terms of Ollie and his performance, he's got better and better. I've just said on the radio there, without sounding disrespectful, I think he struggled a little bit at the start, and I had conversations with him, but he's not played at this level. He's played at much higher level, and sometimes that still takes some adjusting. But he's got better and better with his performances. He's, like I say, he's not a natural leader, Ollie. He's not a vocal leader. He's a lead by example. He's bang on in terms of how he goes about it, how he trains, his quality, all them bits. And you wouldn't want anyone else on a penalty today. Like I say, with someone stepping up with the experience he had as taking a penalty in much more testing circumstances in bigger arenas than this. So no doubt that if you wanted anybody on that pitch taking a penalty, you'd pick him, and he put it away.
You're on 81 points now, and you've talked there about the playoff semi-final. Actually, you're still in contention for second, aren't you? I know it's a big ask, but to be still in that race at this stage is remarkable.
It is. It's a brilliant effort, and yeah, we're still in it. I'll probably about today might have been maybe a little bit more pivotal. We'll look at probably and hope next Saturday with Charlton playing Leyton Orient and Charlton playing Wrexham and Wycombe playing Leyton Orient, that you've got 4 good teams playing against each other. We've got a tough game though against Lincoln. Lincoln obviously let Wrexham go to Lincoln last game of the season. Lincoln have beaten Bolton today, so, and I know Shoresy there well, who's on my pro licence, so they'll make it really tough for us, and it'll be a really tough game. And the team that beat us when we went there early in the season, so we've got a little bit of a point to prove. But we're in with a shot, and regardless of what happens, we want to win our last 2 games and see where that takes us. In terms of a point return, it's a brilliant effort, and now's not the time to reflect and say how well we've done, because we still have a carrot that's dangling that we want to go and grab, and if we can't grab that carrot, then undoubtedly there'll be some disappointment. But again, without going into I'm sure there'll be huge pride with what we've done. We've proved probably quite a lot of doubters wrong. The aim was to be better at the start of next season than we were at this start of this season. We're definitely that. The majority of, if not all of those, no, not all, the majority of those players played League 2 football last year. Some of them in not great League 2 sides. You look at, like I say, with Fevs and Jay coming from Colchester, the team that struggled for relegation. We've gone from a team that some have been champions of League 2, some have played in League 2, to all of a sudden the team that's competing at the top end of League 1. You can't do that without working hard. You can't do that without getting better. And regardless of what happens, we're in a much better place. Although, with the prize at the end of it, if that doesn't happen, it may not feel like that for the short spell.
You mentioned that game at Lincoln. I might be wrong on this, but it felt like a turning point. I think, you made the big changes at half-time. Obviously, we still lost the game, but after that, we were in a weird run, weren't we? I think we won 1 out of 9, we were mid-table. But then after that, went and won at Reading, and everything seemed a lot brighter, and we won, I think we lost 1 of the next 9. So did that feel like a turning point to you? Did you feel that changed things, that part of the season?
Not really. We started the season really well, and again, I'll stumble over things because I'm not very good memory-wise looking at what we've done. We have 9 game reviews, couldn't say how many points we got in the first 9, second 9, third 9. But we won the first 3 games of the season, so ultimately you're in a good place. We then, as we thought, would be tested in terms of losing some football matches, which has been the case. Credit to the players, they've adjusted to that really well. They've taken on board things that we've asked them to do. We've got the balance right around how we want to play, but ultimately that not compromising us winning games, and we've come a bit of a machine that knows how to win. There are still loads and loads of aspects where I think we can improve. Won't be the first manager, last manager. You'll never crack football. Let's be clear. There's not a performance this season where I look at it and go, I am really happy with that. We were fantastic. But we've got 81 points and we're sat 5th in the table with 2 games to go and everything to play for. So take my critical nature and my demanding nature away from that. The players have done absolutely amazingly, but, and there's always going to be a but, there's still something to go for, and we still want to improve.
Well done today. Congratulations.
Cheers, John.
Thanks.